Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got a real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance, do your dance at the
Space Jam. Let's go. Hey. Caller G Sagas. You are so bad. 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 See you in space. See you in space. See you in space. See you in space. What's he gonna do while we're down here on Earth? Gravity is present down here, not up there. Man, you are so bad. You are so bad. It's unfair just how bad you are. I wish you were competition to us all. But you come in last night, 8th place. You are so bad, man. You go back at that space. Space. Let's go space. Space Jam. You are there. Yeah. Welcome. Ladies, gentlemen, finessers, finesses. We are back. I come bearing gifts, ye men of strife. It's the trash bag. Are you guys ready for one of the? We're coming down to the end. We're at week 14. We got a play-in game this week. Are you kidding me? We got a play-in game between two of our more vocal members of the league. I mean, it doesn't get any better. It doesn't get better than that. It doesn't get better than that. So yeah. Wow, man, we are. This is good. Nice wood. Y'all see that? See that guy up there? Nice wood. No diddy. Took off from work a little early today. No cheese. Sun's going down faster than Jenny McCarthy on New Year's Rockin' Eve, so I'm gonna try to wrap this up so I can get good lighting. Yeah, it's the trash bag. Like I said, I come bearing gifts, and our first gift was to play the Space Jam anthem to commemorate our newest member of the Space Quest. It's going to be Cheese, and we have the driver of the ship is going to be Calder, and in the back we like to do things cordially. So in the back seat we have Scoggins, and in the other seat we have Cheese. And the passenger seat is going to be reserved for Evan, our skeet. I mean, it's just a play-in game. This might be the first time in this league's history we've had a play-in game. We've had some, standing shifts with the last week of the season, but as far as like a win you're in kind of thing, I don't know if we've ever had that. So, Evan, a team like a guy like Evan, his Clemson plays Saturday night, his squad plays Sunday. I mean, you talk about a few things go awry. You talk about a very bad 24 hours for him. Connor Daniel Jones last week on having a very bad 24 hours. But, that I got two storylines today, and we'll jump right into them. The Chiefs' Devil Magic is back at it again. It's as simple as that. There's no reason they should have won that game on Black Friday. You have the official at the top of the screen, hello, plays dead, and the other one's like, hey, John, cut it. We got cash on the Chiefs. Are you crazy? Money line on the Chiefs. I'm trying to eat, right? So they inexplicably withdrew the play being dead, which a false start is always a blown play, and then they give the Chiefs the option to after the ball snapped and after the play's blown dead, they fumble it, and then the other two referees say, hey, John, let them choose what they want so they can keep the ball. Are you insane? Do you know what Roger Goodell would do to us if he knew we weren't scripting games for the Chiefs? It's real twisted, sick, twisted, maniacal stuff. So Kermit the Frog and his pet zebras are back at it again. But they just kind of make up rules as they go. But that's kind of been the trend for NFL over the last couple of years. A few of you people might ask, why there was a game on Black Friday, right? Why was it not on Thursday night, like your typical Thursday night football game with Al Michaels and the gang? Well, it's because all the Mahomes and all the refs had Thanksgiving dinner the night before, so what are you going to do, right? And their level of play, it's really not indicative of being where they are in the standings. Colorado Indiana University football not being indicative due to their play, but it's not something that they've won 10, is it? They're 11-1. Yeah, 10 of their 12 games have been scored. No, I'm sorry. 9 of their 11 wins are 1 score or less. So, like, a normal team would lose a couple of those, right? So it's just the devil magic at work. Kudos to Taylor Swift and Roger Goodell's sick, twisted, greedy, maniacal, fiend self. But what are you going to do? I'm kind of used to it. And storyline number 2, and this is not going to be easy for me, and this is absolutely has nothing to do with Nick Sirianni, and it has everything to do with everybody else. But I owe the Eagles an apology. I roasted them steady pace last season, deservingly so. And I normally let ineptitude carry season to season until proven otherwise. And I'm not sitting here saying Baltimore's the gold standard for, if you beat us, you're the greatest team ever, right? Philadelphia. We lost by 5. I mean, I don't know. It was sort of close, but Justin Tucker, he missed 7 points for field goals. So, you see, he hits when we win. But it was kind of just a dominating performance. And, man, the Eagles fans, them suckers really balled out our stadium. Like, they came into the bank. Like, it's the actual definition of walk in your trap and take over your trap. It's just, they have Vic Fangio now, who's everybody knows that he's a good defensive coordinator. Well, now you have good players, right? And that's the problem. Their defense is absolutely legit. You have a good scheme, right? And you have a quarterback that does just enough. And by just enough, I mean he hands the ball off to Saquon Barkley with the best of them. I wouldn't let him do anything else. He had like 110 yards passing, which is absolutely nothing against our hilariously bad secondary. But if you have a good scheme complemented with good players, which, by the way, they got in the draft, to the tune of Quinyon Mitchell, a.k.a. Quintanamo Bay, and Cooper DeJean, a.k.a. the Ku Klux Clamps. Those two guys had Zay Flowers in prison, right? I mean, that man, frustration is a kind word about how frustrated Zay Flowers was out there. I mean, they had him on an island, and it was just, like I said, you got the system, you got the players. What are you going to do? So, in my opinion right now, and I hate to say it, I don't mind the Lions. I do not mind the Lions. The Lions are the best team in the NFL, top to bottom. I don't think anybody can say that the Eagles aren't the second best. I don't really want to hear it with the Bills. I really don't. The Bills will build. Just give it time. The Bills will build. Let me get over so I don't die here. Speed. The Bills will build, I promise. The Chiefs will win the Super Bowl, but they're not the best team in the NFL. I think we know that. I really do truly believe it's Detroit, Philadelphia. We'll see, but that's just how I see it right now. But yeah, we'll jump into one of a fan favorite, if you will, our Amber Alert session. Here we go. Does anybody have eyes on George Kittle? 1.7 points is absolutely not going to take care of business. Does anybody have eyes on Will Dissly? Him and I scored the same amount of points in fantasy this weekend. And does anybody have eyes on CMC's functional ligaments? I got George Kittle playing in the snow outside of Buffalo. I got CMC playing jump ropes with his LCL, PCL, ACL, and MCL. And then I got Will Dissly out there running cardio. So, real sick, twisted stuff there. Man. Trash bag, no other than the trash bag. I had Ski. Ski's quite pesky, I'm not gonna lie. Ski. Oh, y'all hear that? My goodness gracious. Ski, I think had the third highest points in the league this week and lost by 20 plus to me. Very cordial stuff there. But like I said, his simplicity knows no bounds. But yeah, and then Low Man. Alex has dodged it. I think it's actually been like a year or two. he's dodged it, and he actually had another good week. He had 101, but everybody else played well. Alex and I are the only two that haven't scored under 100 this season. But Alex, I hate to do it to you, brother. I do. It's time. I have no choice. I have no choice but to do it.
Let me talk to him. Let me talk to him. Let me talk to him. Come on.
Man, you barely broke 100 points. That's real sad. You should be ashamed. You are so bad. Man, you got low. I don't care if you haven't got it in 1 year or 2 years. You got it this week. You should be ashamed of yourself. You are like cheese. You are like Calder, cause you got low. Yeah. Alex Tremmel, low man. We appreciate your service to this great country. And yeah, kudos to your camp for giving me content, a new name to review. I mean, goodness gracious, Calder and Cheese every single week doing low man's kind of getting old, not gonna lie. But yeah, moving on. I got 2 crazy facts for you guys this week, and then we'll jump into my most pathetic team segment. I have my final power rankings of the year. Final power rankings. I mean, where are we at? Where did the time go? And then I have match of the week. Match of the week, obviously, regardless of record, I think we know what it's going to be. But moving forward, crazy stat number 1. This is in regards to New York teams. The Yankees and the Mets have won 8 games. The Yankees have won 8 games. And the Mets have won 2 games in the last 50 days. Mind you, baseball, neither of them made the World Series. And, well, no, Yankees did make the World Series. Yankees made the World Series. I don't mean to con them out of that. But, I mean, they haven't played since mid-October, right? So, they haven't played since, like, mid-October. The Yankees have won 8 games. The Mets have won 2 games. And in the last 50 days, the Jets and the Giants have won 0. Oh my goodness gracious. So 2 baseball teams that haven't played in almost 3 months have won more games than the 2 football teams in the city. What an absolute abysmal travesty that the New York football organizations are displaying for us to see. And quite frankly, they all should be ashamed of themselves. Hey, I'll tell you what, people with lights like this, like, compensate one time for me. I mean, good grief, dude. How small is it? And now I done dropped my phone. See, now I'm mad. Now, hold on. See, look at this guy. Look at this clown show. Maybe he gets off here. No, did he? Oh, he gets off. I get spoon-fed. And see, that's ridiculous. I'm sorry. Like, you do not need those brighter lights. I mean, the sun's out, for goodness sakes. Moving on. And the next insane stat, Jameis Winston threw more touchdown passes to Broncos players than Bo Nix. Pretty insane stuff there. That's a fact. He threw for 170 yards to Broncos defenders. Diddy Watson only threw for 170 yards 3 times all season. So, I imagine the city of Cleveland would look like Dubai had Winston started all season other than Diddy Watson. But I think it's just a financial L at this point, and you have to roll with Jameis Winston. I mean, he's a good locker room guy. He's hilarious, and you know, what else? What else do you say? 9/11 level post to Brock Bowers, Bucky Irving, and Bucky Irving was getting passed around like cheap sex, and now he's scored like 25 plus in 3 games. So Galt held on to him forever. I think everybody's had him at one point, and now he lands on the roster of Scoggins, and he's finally doing well. Scoggins actually did pretty well for himself at the trade deadline. It's a shame that he started out kind of slow because his team's actually not that bad. In my opinion, it's substantially better than Cheese and Calder's, but that's another conversation. And Jameis Winston and Adam Thielen. Most pathetic teams. This is always my favorite segment. The Falcons. I mean, stop it. Put Penix in the game. You know what I'm saying? Put Penix in the game. I mean, I got Kirk Cousins over here throwing paper airplanes to receivers. I mean, defenders are almost overrunning the interception. It's that bad. I mean, you got 4 interceptions. I don't understand, like, what on earth are we doing? I just don't get it. I don't understand. Kirk Cousins, I'll be honest with you. He's the worst starting quarterback in the NFL. There, I said it. I'll say it. Debate me. Argue with a wall. I don't care. He's the worst starting quarterback in the NFL. I mean, Alex's next unborn child, the ball's still in the air. Alex's next unborn child could probably catch his next pass. I mean, it's thrown with that little of velocity, with that much inaccuracy. I mean, then you have a young, strapping, young left-handed guy, who's very athletic. Why put him in the game? Just put him in the game. Do that. The Ravens. I'm not too big to say that. The Ravens. We have lost 5 games by a total of 22 points this season. 5 games by a total of 22 points. In those 5 games, can you guess how many points Justin Tucker has missed, like kicks? How many points worth of kicks he has missed? Ding, ding, ding. You got it. 22. So we lost 1 game by a field goal. Would have went to overtime. Probably would have won. Lost to the Steelers and the Eagles by the field goals that he missed. So that's 2 other games. The Chiefs, we wouldn't have beat them in overtime. Let's be honest. And the Browns beat us by 7. So you were 8-5, add 3, 11-2 is what we should be if Justin Tucker was doing Justin Tucker things. So it's tough because I got a lot of people slandering his name, and I personally won't be having that. But because he is the greatest kicker of all time, but he's he's clearly fallen off a cliff, which is fine, but it's just the reality of the situation. I'll tell you what, I'm getting around this. This is ridiculous. I'm not going to sit here while you guys play Ring Around the Rosie with a red light. I'm not doing it. Oh, please don't do that. I'm just not doing it. You guys can do it. I'm not doing it. Look at these clown shows. Look at these clown shows. Look at you guys. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. All these people are going right. You have got to be kidding me. So I would have been sitting there. You guys are morons. Stay in your lane, ISIS. Anyway. All right, boom. So yeah, the Ravens, I won't allow any Justin Tucker slander, but that's kind of where we are. Yeah, I mean, and John Harbaugh has a tendency, he'll bench players that are underperforming. We benched we waived Eddie Jackson. We benched Marcus Williams. So he will bench players that he's underperforming, and he's underperforming, and he hasn't been benched yet, or at least shown a sign of competition. So he's showing a slight bit of bias there toward, that's not for the greater good. Call no Joe Biden on pardoning his son and showing slight bias despite it being for the greater good. It's just one of those things, man. You got to put the politician hat down for a second. But the Titans, what would a bad segment without the Titans be? They got dog walked over the field like a scalded dog against a subpar team. You got to be kidding me. I'm so tired of doing this with them. I can't keep doing this with them, nor will I. I'll cancel the show. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. Get outraged, brother. Yeah, it's real sick, twisted, maniacal stuff. And they just continue to display incredible levels of ineptitude. It's every single week in and week out. Call no College Football Playoff Committee on showing incredible levels of ineptitude and displaying their lack of knowledge and skill toward a certain situation. Moving on. Next team. The 49ers and Miami. I'm kind of tired of these two teams. If it's not 80 degrees and sunny, these two teams lay down and die, right? Oh, no Trevor Lawrence on laying down and dying. I mean, they turn into prime Dan Orlovsky when it's not 80 and sunny outside. I mean, the slightest dust flurry. And we're not talking about Jameis Winston's Winter Wonderland last week. We're talking about a flurry of dust or a little bit of snow or a little bit of chilly. Not even snowy, just cold. I mean, these guys just break down because they're so used to their nice, plump, little 80-degree weather on the coast. It's ridiculous. get coddled too, and then get the Giants. This is the third week in a row with 3 different starting quarterbacks. The same result, a loss to subpar teams. It's getting to the point now where it's honestly time to just blow the thing up. You know? Call no Ted Kaczynski on blowing things up. It's time. Look ahead. Match of the week. Week 14. Playoff spots. Buys are not locked. Gary's is locked. Gary has the 1 seed. Simple as that. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. What are we doing up here? Why can we not just drive straight? But yeah, Gary has the 1 seed locked. If I win, I think I've got enough points. If I win, I got it. Simple as that. But I play Gary. So the incumbent spoon and my anti-spoon feeding will certainly meet for a historic battle of the ages. But if I lose and Alex loses and Galt wins, Galt's got it. If I lose and Galt loses, Alex has it. And Alex, if me and Galt lose, he's got it. He's got more, unless I score more points than him. Yeah, Galt probably won't get it unless Alex and myself lose. And which is fine. I mean, Galt's had a tough season with injuries. I'm gonna go ahead and get over right here. But I can't even focus. I mean, there's a giant fire truck in the middle of the road. But yeah, match of the week, obviously. I mean, normally it would be me and Gary, the 1 and 2 seed, squaring off. I'm gonna put myself aside here. I have no choice. It's Skeet and Evan. 5-8, battling for a playoff spot. It gets no better. It just watch where you're going. Okay, so yeah, it just doesn't get better than that. It doesn't. So that's about all I got. We have done it. We have made it to week 14, and it's fun, but it's sad. It's a shame, but at the end of the day, what are you going to do? Trash bag out. You guys know what time it is. Bye weeks are up for grabs. Playoff spots are up for grabs. And one last seat on the spaceship is up for grabs. Trash bag out. Peace.